Stream, record. Good. Alright. So, yeah, let's just get started. I don't know if John's going to be here. Sometimes with the snow, it kind of gets iffy. So, okay. Everybody got tone 2?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And I believe we're just, we're on the dogmatic Theotokian is where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
So, alright. So I don't know, we haven't really looked at it at all, so I don't know if you wanted to give it a moment's glance, or I don't know if Jeff, if you've already looked at it.
No, I have not.
Some tricky rhythms in here.
Mm-hmm. And this one, again, as with most things, this one, just because it's long and they have more complicated things, you get a little overwhelmed over time.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. So. Oh, do we want to do it? Just sing it straight out? I didn't actually ask that. Is that good?
Sure.
Okay. We can see how we do, and then go backwards if need be. Neones, the shadow of the law is passed away with the coming of grace. For as the bush was not consumed when it was burning, thus as a virgin didst thou give birth, and a virgin didst thou remain, in the stead of a pillar of fire. There hath arisen the Son of righteousness, in the stead of Moses Christ, the salvation of our souls. Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yeah. Gosh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, well, there's something.
There hath arisen that degorgon with all the little gorgons.
Oh, yeah,
It
that
would
was
be
it.
good to
Yeah,
go over
right
that
there.
just once again. Just
And I think, so on the second, right before that, in the second line,
Mm-hmm.
the fire, I think Papa Ephraim wanted it to be fire somewhere instead of fire. And so I have to think I have to look at maybe the formulas and find out where the syllable would go, but my initial instinct would be fire. I don't think it would be fire. That just seems weird. So I want to put it on that right where the 4 is.
Your.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know how to write that.
yeah.
Er.
In my
ERH.
in some of my own music, I was trying to write like in parentheses YER
Yeah.
or put FI and then dash RE fire.
I guess I think something like that. Yeah.
I guess we'd have to compose different things for the South and for the North, depending, fire.
But here in Virginia, where we are both.
This is where it gets iffy.
Yes.
And there's also, before we go back and read music, on the third line of the first page, the bush, there should be a gorgon on that apostrophos. I don't know if you're missing a gorgon there.
Yeah.
The bush was, because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense.
No, you're right. It sounds like an answer there.
Yeah. I just kind of glossed over it and I was like, oh, right, that's not correct.
Okay.
Okay, so what was it? Second line on the second page.
Actually, since you wanted to take your thing, why don't you start
in the stead of a pillar?
Yeah. Take those two phrases there.
All right. In the stead of a pillar of fire, there hath arisen. Let's do it one more time, a little slower. There hath arisen.
Yeah, that was better.
One more time, or?
I mean, better for me anyway.
Yeah.
I got it that time.
There hath arisen. Yeah. Any more times? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do in the stead of a pillar.
Okay.
In the stead of a pillar of fire, there hath arisen the Son of righteousness in the stead of Moses Christ, the salvation of our souls. Cool. All right. And I'll look up fire and see. Fire. I don't know.
Look it up how? What do you look up?
On these little formula sheets. Did I ever show you guys these?
No.
No.
Okay. Come around my computer.
Oh, come around my streets.
Formulas and how you break up words? What do you mean?
Yeah. Formula. Okay, so. Am I on the right page? Yes, I am. Okay, so these are formula.
Music formula.
Yeah, so this essentially Papa Ephraim was composing music at some point, and he sent something out to like some well-known chanters, John Michael Boyer being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And John wrote, and he was like, well, you really need to study all like the patterns and all these things. And so like the next week, Papa Ephraim sent him this like a list of all these things that he had just gone through all the books and just categorized because he's a very prolific guy. And being from MIT, he was like, well, obviously I should catalog all these formulas. So let's say for second mode, you have certain ways of going. So from initial formula being when you start something from V to Zo, from Zo to The. Your medial formula, whether you want to stop on V, stop on Vu, go to high Zo, do different things going down the knee. Doing phthorahs, which is where you're changing scales, little bridges where like if it's just you have way too many syllables, but you don't want to use a real formula for it, you just want to connect one to the other, so you use a bridge. And then your ending formula, how you write those. So he essentially went through some classic books, one in particular for the Anastasia Matarin, your resurrectional book. And he said, okay, let me go through and look at the Greek patterns and say how this works. So now you have in English, let's say you want to start and you want to go from V to Zo, you find what your syllabic pattern is. 1-0-1, 1 being a stress and 0 being unstressed. And you kind of go through and you find out what they are. Semi-initial going from Zo to The. Essentially, this first set would be followed by this second set. So in this one thing, for example, and this is how I compose music, and sometimes you go through an actual book, and this doesn't have all of them, so you go to that book and you're like, wait a minute, this is a new formula that they don't have in here. Can I use it? Does it work with the English pattern? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, so you can kind of do what you want. So if I were to go to Vespers, so we just had Pillar of Fire. Instead of a pit, in the stead of a pit. So it'd be pit. So starting on thee to thee. So pillar of fire. So we would go over here to this this chart, and we'd go. So we want ending on thee, and we know it starts on the second to last syllable. Pillar of fire. Pillar of fire. So, okay, so you might have gone to a different one, but essentially, pillar of fire, you go pillar of fire. You can do that. Or he must have used one maybe coming from vu, and just a longer one, or he did it differently. If he did it pillar of fire.
I don't understand like how you're looking. What you're looking at tells you like how you want the word split.
Oh,
I mean, is that what you're? I thought that's what you're looking at, trying to figure out how you wanted that word pronounced.
Oh, well, that's what I would be looking for right now. Let's see, which I think. Hitler. No, that's not what he did. So. I'm pretty sure I would have to go over to
made his own thing.
Yes.
Well, I think if we go to vu, Cadence is on. Okay, I'll have to look through and see what he did.
Yes.
In the stead of a pillar. So essentially, this is one way of composing. Oh man. Instead of a pillar of fire. Instead of a pillar.
What is that? What are these?
These are your essentially your syllabic patterns. So 0 is unstressed and 1 is stressed.
Oh, okay.
And if it's an X, it could be either.
I see.
So in the stead of a pillar of fire. I'll have to look through. I don't know which one it is. Sometimes you can tell immediately.
But fire is just one syllable, so like you're basically treating it like a two-syllable word.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm putting it
that's
as 1-0.
That's what you're trying to find out.
What did he want?
What he used and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pillar of that's why I was going to pillar of fire or.
So you're trying to find something that matches this and see what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does go off of another book and just creates another one. So this isn't foolproof, but this is a way to start. I'll have to look through. But that's essentially like if I were to give you the task and I say here's a piece of text, and I want it, and it's supposed to be in tone 2 or tone 1 or tone whatever. You would go through, you would break it up into little sections and say, okay, here's a little phrase, here's a little phrase. Inside of that phrase, how many patterns can I put? Do I just want one pattern? Is it just one thought in the phrase? How long is that phrase? You'd put all the syllable patterns in there, and then you would start taking it apart and saying, okay, do I want it to go from pa to thee, from the, depending upon the tone. And this is where you also look at another piece of music and say, what have they done? Can I kind of model what they've done if the word painting is the same? And so I haven't given you a text to do that, but apparently it really helps with learning the tones, because at some point you have to make a decision as to where you want the tone to go, and that means that you have to have some knowledge of what it's going to do. So, but I'll look through it at my leisure and find out what it should be. Slow postica. Let's just go through and finish it out. Okay. Let's do this one. Let's just string it straight through. And then on the following one, we'll do it, because that one's a little more complicated. We'll do that one with note names. Neones, thy resurrection, O Christ, Savior, hath enlightened the whole world, hast restored thine own creature. O Almighty Lord, glory be to thee. Any questions?
No, not
No.
really.
Mm-mm.
All right, wonderful. And this is where I think you're either you guys are getting good or are just very good with tone too. But it's just at some point you can just start reading through music and be like, yeah, we could start reading that during the church service. Yeah.
Matins.
I mean,
Sight reading.
and this is one of those things where like I mean I think it was I mentioned before I think the Theophany service up in Pittsburgh where we sight read 40 pages of music
Mhm.
and afterwards we were like that was nice we
Yeah.
should do that again
Yeah.
you know and it wasn't like whew, like we didn't feel exhausted at all and it was kind of just I don't know what it is
Yeah, I
but
mean, if it's just run-of-the-mill stuff written in that tone, you can probably like knock out page after page of it.
Yeah.
It's like if they try to get, really.
yeah well every so often like I wrote one really complicated piece of music that I was really going off the Greek and I used the Greek complicated manuscript and some of the things worked for English so I was like I'm taking it and after we sang through it one of the chanters not Stefan but his cousin looked over at me he was like you should have warned us like or at least given it us ahead of time because it was not like you couldn't have relied upon your memory because it was just going off book so
That's our Nick.
yeah but of course Stefan looked over and he was like that was your best composition ever he was like you should enter that somewhere in some Byzantine competition
Competition.
yeah
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yes.
yeah
Yes.
I would start the only Byzantine competition so if that happens oh man I'm quitting my job
Yes.
the Lord is king and I agree he is king
Yes, he is king.
we'll do this with no names the next one
Right.
the Lord is king he is clothed with majesty the Lord is clothed with strength and he hath girt himself Gadi gavu pavu papa Vinizor kedidi kedidi Gadi kedi gavu vu vu gadi gadi di Vikezor Nizo kedi di Vikezor kedi gadi kezor di gavu gadi kezor nizo kedi di cool there's a little bit there that we'll look over.
Burial. By thy burial, second line. Was
Yep.
really confusing.
Okay. And at least notice, Jeff, you were going to say ke, and you did say ke. By thy burial.
Yeah,
you were like,
yeah.
God the ke, and I was like, ooh. So yeah, we'll look at that. And then I think a rising.
So yeah, that's K diatonic, and then it went into
hard chromatic right
hard
after.
chromatic.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd also like to look at the fourth line of the hymn, Raised by then arising.
Oh yeah.
Because that was kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I expected it to go back down, but it didn't. Oops.
Yeah.
I guess wrong.
So by their burial, second line. Gadi kezonizo kedidi Gadi kedi di ga vu pa pa. So by the burial, one more time, Patricia, or?
Yes, please. I think I am finally comprehending this, so let's burn it in.
All right. Ga di ke zo ni zo ke di ga di ke di ga di ga vu pa pa. Cool. Again, or is that okay? We can do it again.
One more time. Please.
Okay.
I'm just.
And then we'll just keep going straight through to by then arising. Ga di ke zo ni zo ke di ga di ke di ga di ga vu pa pa. Vi ni zo ke di ke di ga di ke di ga vu ga di di. Okay.
Yeah.
Vu ga di. So, do it again slower, or is that okay?
I think that was okay.
No, once more.
Okay.
From where?
And now has lightened, maybe?
Okay.
Vi ni zo ke di ke di ga di ke di ga vu ga di. Cool. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it from the verse, straight through. Neones. The Lord is King, He is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, and He hath girt Himself. By the tree, O Savior, thou didst abolish the curse of the tree. By thy burial, thou hast slain the might of death. And thou hast enlightened our race by thine uprising. Wherefore we cry out to thee, O life-giving Christ our God. Glory be to thee. Cool. Nicely done. Nicely done. Verse number 3, Apostolic number 3. I'm fine with just reading right through it. Just in contrast to what some people think, I do think there's a benefit to just going on it cold, just to test it.
Well, yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen at this stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a
Jeff,
posting of it.
That is what's going to happen at the
Yeah,
stand.
yeah. I mean, I'm always gonna throw a new piece of music. Well, not. I'm not just gonna do it willy nilly. It's like the church tells me to throw.
So it's just like, oh, let's throw something from Matten's Investments.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's value in sight reading, obviously. Cause
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna happen. So, then verse number 3. Nay, for He established the world which shall not be shaken. I think we've seen that before. Yeah. So, and if you notice, it's a rising and shaken. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, very appropriate.
Shaken. When thou wast seen nailed upon the cross, O Christ, thou didst change the beauty ignorant of thy power, but thou who by the mercy of thy compassions didst accept burial, and didst arise on the third day, Lord, glory be to thee. Cool. Questions?
Yeah, just that little. It appears a couple times. I think I got it finally. That like, and the Jews sought to seal like with thy tomb.
Yep.
Can we take just that phrase?
Sure. Let's do "and the Jews."
Yeah.
And the Jews sought to seal thy tomb.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes we see thy tomb, but this one is the
Right.
little,
Goes back up.
yeah,
Yeah.
thy tomb.
Okay, I think that was the only thing that, because that serves like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think we had in the beginning, created on the second line.
Maybe just those 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, just the usual.
Yeah, and the little scale change, but it was kind of quick.
Yeah. When you kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Still, sometimes you can just feel that coming now.
Yeah.
Talking about burial must be hard for me.
Yeah, exactly.
They're out there. I know it's out there.
Yeah. So just keep going.
Yeah. Let's see.
Verse number 4.
Okay.
Supposed to get number 4.
Oh, another one of those. Powerful. No sketches.
Nope.
Alright.
Let's do this on note names, just to keep our pattern going.
Alright.
Name. Holiness becometh thy house, O Lord, unto length of days. Gadi kezor kedi gadi kedi gavu gadi gadi kezor kedi kezozor di kedi di. Let's do
Yeah.
Let's do right from undergo.
Okay.
Undergo. So vo gadi gadi kezor kedi kezozor di kedi di. Di gadi kezor kedi gavu gagavu pavu pavu. Vo gadi kedi gadi di gavu vo gavu gadi di kedi kenizor kedi kezor kenizor kedi di gadi kenizor di kedi di zo nizor kedi gadi ke gadi di kedi gavo gavo vo di gadi kezor kedi di ke gavo gadi kedi gavo gadi gadi di kezor kedi di ga di zo ke di ke ni zo ke di ga di ga vo ga di ga vo ga di ke di. Cool. I think besides that initial middle thing, I think everything else is okay. Any questions before we just do it with the words? Okay. Cool. Oh, and the one thing, I just noticed it now. And if you look right next to Apostica number 4, it says Zoodota Christe in Greek. Just that little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zoe, the name Zoe is life, Zoe. And then Dota, if you think like to dote upon someone, it kind of, it means to give something, And then so you have, oh Christ, the giver of life. So it's life giver Christ is what it is in Greek. But I just noticed that because it's kind of two English things, put together in a Greek word. So Zoe and doting upon someone. Okay, holiness becometh thy house, O Lord. Nay, holiness becometh thy house, O Lord, unto length of days. O Christ, thou giver of life, thou didst undergo the passion willingly for the sake of mortal man. Into Hades thou descend as the mighty one, and then that awaited thy coming there, didst thou snatch away as from the hand of one powerful, granting them in paradise instead of Hades to dwell. Wherefore also unto us who glorify thine arising on the third day, do thou grant forgiveness of sins and great mercy. Nice. Any questions?
Yeah, can we do it for the sake of mortal men? I don't think I got that quite.
Yes. Where is that?
On the
Bottom of the
second
first
page.
page. Top of the second page, yeah.
Okay. Nay, for the sake of mortal man.
Okay, that's what I
Men.
do. Then you go find out.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Apostica Theotikian. O new wonder, surpassing all the ancient wonders. It's funny. There's 7 wonders of the world, and then but he's the new wonder, surpassing all ancient wonders. But he's still a building. He's the temple, because he calls himself.
That's why he's surpassing the ancient
Yeah,
wonders,
yeah.
because he's still in progress.
and it's a building made without hands, one that is destroyed, but yet comes back.
Yes.
Coming out of a version. So, okay, let's just sing right through it.
All right.
And this first formula is a very regal formula, so we'll give it its due. For some reason, Onu Wonder. It just kind of lingers up almost. I don't want to say effortlessly, but it kind of like floats on top of the melody. So. Neones, O new wonder, surpassing all the ancient wonders, for who hath known of a mother without husband giving birth and carrying in her arms him that embraceth all creation. He that is born is of God's will, in that thou carriest him in thine arms as a babe. Oh, pure one, and has boldness towards him as his mother. Cease not from entreating him in behalf of them that honor thee, that he have pity and save our souls. Cool. Anything in there they want to?
Yeah. Maybe that in thine arms is a babe, all pure one.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, I think we all started in the same place and kind of end in the same place. And I think there are places in there where we're all together.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced I was singing exactly what you were singing the whole time.
Cool.
You know, I spent a lot of my life at the Chanter stand with Nick like that. I don't think I'm quite singing what he's singing.
We'll get it next
Try to
week.
minimize
In 8
that.
weeks, we'll get it again.
Yes.
In thine arms. In thine arms as a babe. Oh, all pure one.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounded fine to me.
Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity, between pity and save at the very last line, it sounded like you did a wiggle there somewhere. Was that to create separation between pity and or and save?
Was it that he have pity and is that what I did?
Yeah, it sounded like you, and I was wondering if that was stylistic, it was to create separation, or it was boring.
It was boring. Yeah.
Boring, okay.
He always does that. I'm surprised
Yeah.
you haven't like internalized that now.
Pity and
I guess I wasn't bored at that point. So,
You were plenty engrossed, huh?
yes, I was engrossed. Why is he
I'm
bored
plenty
at this
good.
point?
well, I think that also has because normally I would do pity, and I would just do like a little flutter on a lot of those.
Mhm.
But for some reason on that one, that's just what came. That's what I
But
want
we
to
were
do.
taking it kind of slow, maybe too.
Tea,
You had
and
time to like do that.
yeah, get fancy. Yeah, I've noticed at least with Jeff, I've noticed it specifically where certain things that I do and I'm like, oh, Jeff did it too. Like, and then I don't know, I just don't think I've paid attention on your side. I think because you'll follow me in whatever I do, so I'm never sure. Sometimes I hear Jeff anticipate it, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I still haven't internalized to the point that I'm willing to take that leap out
and just do it.
And to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll hear it and I'm going, okay, I know he's embellishing, but I'm just not comfortable there yet.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess from your side, is it just hearing me do it and then
yeah,
like,
I'm assuming like I'm not like doing it consciously. It's just
okay.
like there's sound. It just seems like that's what you do when you come to that.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing it consciously either.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so
I haven't internalized the pattern. Once I grasp the pattern, then I'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
But there's still not a pattern to me that makes sense.
Okay, cool. But it will, I guess it will come.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it will come.
So, I mean, obviously the sight reading is there. So,
Mhm.
okay. So what I'd like to do in the last few minutes that we have, and we'll see if anyone actually comes for the beginners. I assume we're gonna get some people, but we'll see. I think the blessed is the man. Either blessed is the man or the true him. Either one's fine with me. Whichever you guys would like.
What do I have? I have the Cherubic hymn.
True him.
I have both, I believe.
Okay.
Oh no, I got them both as well.
Okay.
Let's defer to Jeff. What does Jeff want to do?
Oh, let's do the Cherubic hymn.
Okay. Let me just find it on my computer.
We haven't done either one in a long time, so.
Nope. No, we've been just looking at music.
Oh, so what do you want to do about these antiphons? When are you available on Sundays? I was not quite sure what you're
Yeah,
telling me.
it
Are
really.
you doing something with the?
Okay, so it got really weird on Sunday because a lot of people, the Sunday school got, they came a little late.
I think everybody else is available. Except
Yeah.
that, so it might just be that
We just have to.
we just have to do it without Katie.
Yeah, without Katie.
And then she'll get it at some point.
Yeah, and she's good enough, and I can
Yeah,
always do something on
that's
her
what I
own that we can just do it.
So are you available like right after? Are you doing something with a kid
It's at like
singing?
12:30.
Was that just a one-time thing? Or are you doing that?
We're doing that every week, but it's late. It's after Sunday school is dismissed.
Oh, okay, so if we like between liturgy and when that happens,
Mhm.
there ought to be some time in there. Okay, why don't we just
Yeah.
just do that this week?
Yeah, we can do that. Because what I thought that this whole singing thing was at the end of Sunday school, so then like Katie would still be in Sunday school and then we could do it afterwards.
Mhm.
But I just learned that actually it's extracurricular for Sunday school, and so it's just that they're planning on releasing at like 12:15 or 12:30, and then I'm supposed to take over with Justina. So yeah, so we can do it before that,
Okay.
and we'll just tell Katie to.
And you've got some new stuff, so
Mhm.
maybe you could email it out this week.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we'll just-
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
I should scan it in anyway.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cool.
Okay, sure to Kim.
Mhm.
So first mode, we'll just read through the up until I think we got up until the third line on the second page.
Yeah, that's about
Chant.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we got.
And then I don't think we got to the second part of that end chant again.
I don't think so either.
Okay. So do you want to just see how far we go until there's a train wreck?
Why not?
So
Let's define
With the
train
throttle.
wreck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we can define it as we go.
Okay.
Ananes la
I fell off
Train
right,
right
around there, right around
I
that
think I
bend.
was so impressed I caught onto the soft chromatic that I then fell off. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
look, I'm getting this.
I'm doing
getting
it.
this.
Yeah. That's when you start paying attention. It's like when I used to perform playing piano, and I'm like, I'm doing it. Like, wait, where am I? And then I fall apart because I'm like, that's where I make a mistake.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay, up until there though, pretty good.
Yeah.
And this is where I would like at the end of little phrases. Let's say the first line of the second page, represent. Right in the middle, there's the martiria. I would kind of pause there, give myself a little bit of breathing time and a little bit of a swallow, because I know chant is coming up, and that in between there, sometimes it's building. So let's say cherubim. I would also pause there. Because right after that, it's just gonna build, and there's really no part
place to
to
pause,
pause. You gotta just keep pushing through, because those rhythms are gonna carry you. So that's where a little bit of forethought, like if you know what you're singing, just give it a little bit of time.
Right.
Especially with this, where you can hold it and it won't seem like it's out of rhythm because it's slow enough.
Yeah.
So let's do. What do you want to do? Enchant? Just that third line.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
It's not like the wheels start coming loose.
Beam and Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rhythmically?
I think I was behind.
I think. Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
did something wrong too.
Yeah.
I think I left something before I should have left it. Oh, I know what happened on those two post or falls. I think I wanted to do them quickly. As though
Okay.
we're going over the. Yeah. Never mind. That.
Okay. And when I was singing this at some point back in the past, at some point I would write in little words like to be like enchant and like add another one depending upon how comfortable I felt with this doing.
Oh, so you just
like enchant, like re-articulated.
Right. Yeah.
I
think that probably helps people listening to it too.
I don't know.
What was that word again?
I mean, we're gonna say it again. In the next line. So it's like, what was that word? And then we re-say it later on once they got confused. But this is like if you have a congregation that is willing, like on something like this, they might just hold the Isan if they really don't. Some daring people might, once they actually know it, they might sing along. But mostly they might sing the Isan or they might just not sing at all. And then it depends how willing they are. If they're kind of like, I'm bored. Why are they singing something that I can't sing? This is stupid. Or if they allow themselves to just descend into like a kind of nothingness where like, you know, at some point that what I've noticed with some of these cherubic hymns, if you're in the right context, in the right frame of mind at a monastery or wherever, if you get lost and you allow yourself to get lost, then you really lay aside everything, because it's kind of like you stop having this desire to be like, what are they singing? I don't know what this is. Especially because you know what they're singing. Normally like it's cherubic hymn.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it really depends on the congregation, and I don't have a read on St. Mary's as to how people would react to something like this. I really don't know. You know, but it's like it's funny because if you are like, let's say, a Greek monastery where they're doing these things, you're obviously there because you're focusing on prayer, or you're there for a spiritual retreat, and you can't really do anything about it because this is what they do all the time. This is their life that you're entering into. That normally it's that where you've got no choice. So it's kind of like you just relax and do that. But yeah, here I'm not sure what they would do. But maybe we'll try it sometime. Just give a survey out afterwards and be like, how did you feel during the cherubic hymn? Did you feel anxious, irritated?
Or did you even notice?
Yeah. Or was it ethereal? Was it what was it? Or did you just think that they sounded bad? It's like,
well, then there could be that.
Yeah.
Just on a bad day.
Yeah. But so okay, that's.
I think there's a lot of angst about Byzantine here at St. Mary's because so much of it has been bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And they start hearing that and they assume they're going to be tortured.
Right, right.
Well, hopefully we're doing something to change that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we are, Jeff. I think we are. Feedback so far has been positive.
Yeah.
Well, and if you notice, I don't know if you noticed on Saturday, it was essentially just Jeff and me, and then Nathaniel over there doing a little bit of Isan when he could figure it out. And people were giving Isan. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh no, I wasn't.
Whether it was Nick Dumovich and Father, and maybe Bogdan and the altar.
I think Father will do it.
Father will do it. Sometimes Bogdan, I've heard him do.
Yeah, and so maybe some other people, but especially when I went Ane, ane.
Yeah, I already fixed that up.
And then everyone's like, wait a minute, I know this
know
type of
that
thing.
one. Yeah.
And then it was tone 5, and everyone loves tone 5 for some reason. And
I know I'll miss it myself.
at least I was like, ooh, okay, we're getting something.
Yeah, sister is one of those people who actually commented on she enjoyed Vespers, and she's one of the Byzantine abused.
Yeah.
So she did comment about how well it went. It was just glorious.
Okay, wonderful.
So it actually keep doing stuff like that. And
Okay.
People forget their former.
Yeah. I mean, we can do if you want to do a little bit more, just that final phrase just to finish out chant, and then we can stop for the night because we started a few minutes late. So. So
what do you want to
just
do
do
now?
the 2 end chants, just and push the next one.
So those 3rd to the 5th lines there?
Yeah, 3rd to the 5th line. Yeah. So
Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really wrong.
Yeah. One more time that final chant, and then we'll be done.
From the end?
And yeah. Cool. I mean,
No,
Better.
we'll get
This
it.
is
I don't know if it was
2 years,
cool.
2 years worth of.
That's right.
Is it 2 years?
Yeah. It's been
Don't-
about 2 years of
Yeah.
Nick beating us over the head and shoulders.
Don't discourage them.
To get to this point.
2 years, you don't sound any better than this?
We can do this. We can show.
Yeah. Oh
Oh, we're
man,
good at this part.
their sight reading is awesome.
This
And
is very complex stuff that
Yeah.
we're doing here. This is.
When
and
we're-
this is-
Very
yeah.
melismatic.
yeah,
I mean,
when
isn't it-
words are not the issue anymore. It's
No.
just where am I? What is the
Am
note?
I? What's this rhythm?
What? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. So next week we'll do Pligal 2. Vespers on Saturday is Byzantine. Switching over. Yeah, and I have to talk to Anna because I want to do the brief versions that we've been doing.
Yeah, let's.
Um,
Yeah.
Especially because those are going to be simpler and it's already what we've done. I just have to convince her to do that. So, but yeah, cool.